What's up, guys? This is Chris here from Honest Outlaw, and today we are going to be talking about one of my personal rifles, one of my favorite personal rifles, I should say. We're going to be going over the new SCAR 17 non-reciprocating. The non-reciprocating SCAR 17, in my opinion, is a long time in the making. It only took them like 2 decades to actually get this out, but now that they did, I'm actually pretty excited. If you're unfamiliar with the SCAR 17, it was the big brother of the original SCAR 16, which was part of the SCAR program that SOCOM attempted to switch out their primary rifle for. It didn't work out. The SCAR 16 ended up being kind of a flop, but the SCAR 17, this guy here, the 308 or 7.62x51 version, has been used in SOCOM here and there kind of ever since. Loved for a while, not loved for a while, loved by some, not loved by others. And there's some reasons for that, and those are the reasons why FN made some changes to this gun. I also made a few changes to this gun as well, which we'll go over here in a little bit. I've actually had this now since it came out, and I put all the old stuff I had on my SCAR 16 on it, and then added a few things as well. But the SCAR 17 is a piston system, unlike the AR-15, which is a direct impingement. It also is very modular, and as I said, the 17 is in 7.62x51. It has a 16-inch barrel, and it comes with a muzzle brake. It also has quad rail, flip up sights, ambi charging handle, non-reciprocating on the new ones, reciprocating on the old ones. We'll get with that. It has a 45-degree throw ambi safety, pretty decent trigger, full ambi controls, and it does have, on the standard version, it does have a folding UGG boot buttstock and a standard A2 pistol grip, and I didn't like those things. So we put on the Mesa Tactical buffer tube adapter here with my B5 Systems stock, and we also have the Magpul MOE grip, vert grip on that, and then we put the M72 brake on there because honestly it's lighter, smaller, works better, and doesn't have the prongs on it that I don't really like personally. It looks better to me, it works better to me, there's less blast and less recoil. Well, about the same recoil, but less blast. I don't really like the SCAR 17 muzzle brake, so we got rid of that right away. I also have a Streamlight on there with a pressure pad because I'm into cool shit. And finally, one thing I did want to mention is that I do have, apart from my Brownells bag on here, the SCAR does not come with QD mounts, and some of the accessories I put on it do, including my stock. So I QD'd the rear like I like, and on the front here, I did have a piece of paracord, but then it broke, so we put on the hook from my Brownell shooting bag. So it's very non-tactical and gold, but it certainly did hold during the process. I've got some HK claws inside I'm going to put on there after that, but for the shooting today, we're just going to be using this because A, I think it's funny, and B, it's here. So we got that on there with the Vickers sling. Now, some of the controversy with the SCAR is that some people find it very reliable and some people do not. Most of the people find it very reliable and some people do not. Now, one of the issues with the original SCAR 16 and 17 is the reciprocating charging handle. That was put in there as of a request. However, FN finally put out a version without it. Now that you don't have it, the things that you avoid are going to be putting your thumb up here with this magwell grip like this and having the charging handle come back, smack you in the thumb, and cause a malfunction. Now, it's not going to break your thumb like a lot of people say, but it does fix the malfunction issue because that is a real pain in the ass, and reciprocating charging handles are just so 90s. So I'm glad we got rid of that, and because we did, now we can have the ambi charging handle on either side because it no longer is actually attached to the bolt itself. It's more of a sled in there. Now, also you get the lower mass carrier. And I wasn't really sure whether or not it had more or less recoil, to be honest with you. I know on the advertisement with that I saw like 8 months ago now that made me want to get the gun, I saw Cole Noir on there with oh man, what's his fucking name? Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. So I saw the commercial / video with Colin Noir and Tim Kennedy there, both of them that I'm sure don't have any involvement with FN whatsoever, but they were saying it's the best rifle of all time and this and that, and I love the SCAR, right? Because the SCAR is super cool. It comes in a ton of different colors. I mean, like, this gun is 1 shade of tan, 2 shades of tan, 3 shades of tan, 4 shades of tan. like 50 shades of flat dark earth on the damn thing. It is one of the most tactical guns ever. When I was younger, I was young in the 90s, and when the SCAR came out, the SCAR program came out, I thought it was gonna be just the most amazing thing ever. So it's got a very iconic silhouette, and honestly, the gun functions really well, traditionally, aside from the reciprocating charging handle. So when I saw that video, I wanted the gun really bad. I went out and picked it up. And because of that, we're gonna be shooting it here today. And I'm gonna give you my, not final impressions, but a more detailed opinion than I would like of a first shots. I can't really do a first shots of a gun that I've shot a whole bunch of times. So without further ado, we'll go do that. But before we do that, I do want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you that I can pick up guns like this for review. Without you guys, this review would not have been possible. I also want to mention True Shot over in Arizona. Thanks for sending some of the ammunition to actually run the gun. I appreciate that. Now, I want to mention a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. It's also in the description below, along with a link to Patreon. If you want to help out the channel, Patreon's the best way to go. If you want to help out society, go down there and click that link to the youth shelter and donate to those kids. It looks like those are actually pretty fucking close. I'm gonna go for the paper. Alright, I was shooting at the very bottom edge of the circle, so we'll see. I wasn't even like trying to shoot that well. And you can see that was my first 2-shot group with it kitted out the way I like. The SCAR 17, like it or not, is extremely accurate. Hold that one myself. Nice. I got it, but I'm out.
Dang it.
It's accurate though. I fucking shot the popper right in front of it.
Got it.
All right, right, so now I'm going to give you my impressions of the SCAR 17 and kind of how some of my changes handled and how the reciprocating mass situation there worked. The SCAR 17, first off, is a very lightweight 7.62 rifle, so it's impressive that it has the handling that it has. Because it's a lightweight, you have the ability to maneuver it like you could not do an M14, an M1A, or even a lot of AR-10s, especially things meant for a SPR type role. This gun literally moves almost as well as standard AR-15s because it's around the same weight. As configured here, I think the gun is somewhere in the area of 7.5 pounds, which is on par with a lot of 5.56 guns, running a 308 with relatively low recoil because of the ridiculous muzzle brake. But running a gun that's in 7.62 that has that penetration power through barriers, has that stopping power up close and personal, I like that. I like having that ability. I like having the ability to take down larger game if possible. I like the overall extra power and capability that you get with the SCAR, and I like that it doesn't come with a weight negative to it. You know, normally when you get a gun like this, it's 10, 12, 14, 16 pounds. You put glass on it, it's ridiculous, right? But the SCAR 17 keeps weight in mind. With that said, I hate the stock on the SCAR 17, and that should have been one of the first things they changed with the reciprocating charging handle. They should have changed the charging handle. Right after that, should have came down here and put a system like this on, in my personal opinion. And Mesa Tactical did a great job. Not only did they add a buffer tube system, but they add QD mounts on either side if you want to run your sling there. I like that a lot. So now you have an adjustable stock that feels in line with the recoil, and it feels really good, and it doesn't have that dumbass curve on the back of it. I don't like that at all. The second thing I would have done to update the gun, besides reciprocating charging handle and the stock, is I would have upgraded the rail system. The rail system is too short on the SCAR, and that's why Kinetic Development sells so many of those things. And I was gonna get one, but they were out of stock. But they essentially sell a piece where you can take the quad rail off, and you can put an M-LOK system over here to cover this piston. Now, why would you want to cover the piston? Well, firstly, because it gets hot. Secondly, because it gets hot. And thirdly, because every once in a while you want to put your hand there and it's fucking hot. Fourth, it would be nice to mount accessories further ahead because I'm tall and I'd like to have my light probably in this area. So the fact that it has about half the rail as a standard modern gun and comes in for a price of around $3,000 to $4,000 depending on where you find it is a bit extreme in my opinion. Even though they changed the reciprocating issue, what you have here as far as ergonomics is you basically have a 90s style AR-15 because as it comes, you come with the UGG boot stock, you come with the grip, and you come with the quad rail. I mean, that's so basic. I have a hard time with that, especially for the price the SCAR is. That being said, the reliability and the accuracy of the SCAR are top notch in my personal opinion. I've never had a failure in a SCAR. Now, I haven't carried in Afghanistan or anything like that, so keep that in mind. But as a civilian, I feel pretty comfortable with this gun. I wish it came with some of the things that it did. As far as the recoil goes, the recoil impulse is about the same, I'll be honest. All the bullshit aside, with the low mass carrier and everything, I felt very little difference. Is there a little bit less clunkiness going on there? Probably, but as far as like split times as fast as you can shoot it, I think it's about the same. I think that your accessories will dictate that a little bit, in all fairness. I like the grip on here because it allows me to get a little bit more vertical with my hand, because if I was just gonna grab the gun like this, I think I would be way too close in. Whereas if you can actually change the angle of your hand, it feels better to be this close as opposed to way out here, which I'd rather have. So in the future, I'm gonna put Kinetic Development rail system on here, which is kind of funny because not only is it longer, but it actually is less weight as well, but it doesn't look as cool. That's the other thing about the SCAR, is that not only is it capable, and don't get me wrong, it is. Some of the stuff I'm doing is nitpicking, obviously it works extremely well. If somebody broke in your house and you pointed this at them, they better run. I mean, this is extremely effective. But the real selling point of the SCAR, in my opinion, is the amount of video games, the amount of movies the gun has been in. I mean, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Ghost Recon, Call of Duty. You know what a SCAR is, you know what it can do, and overall, the cool factor of it, plus reliability and accuracy, are the reason why I own the gun. But if you're buying it for a pure practicality standpoint, you're better off with an AR-15. You're better off with an AR-10. You just are. PLF makes the Revolution, which it does everything this gun does, for less weight and a lot better ergonomics. That being said, it doesn't look like this. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.